Welcome back, students. Welcome to online add-on course on SQL. SQL is nothing but a structured query language. It's a great initiative taken by the college management and the Department of CSE and IT to boost the knowledge in the trending technologies like data manipulation, data visualization, or data science concepts. So, as part of this, under this BDA club, Big Data Analytics Club, whatever sessions we are conducting or whatever bridge courses, whatever add-on courses we are conducting, all these are we say it's a way towards the advanced training technologies, whatever you are going to see in upcoming semesters. Okay, so as part of this course, as part of this add-on course, we are going to have this course, full semester course in your first year, first semester. So on SQL. So we can say whatever the limitations we have seen in your Microsoft Excel, because this course we are completing as part of add-on course after the completion of your Microsoft Excel bridge course, which we have done in the summer vacation. Okay, before the commencement of this semester, we have completed a course on Microsoft Excel, and this is we can call it as an add-on course because along with your regular curriculum, we are completing this course. Okay, and this SQL course, it is not there in your curriculum, not provided by the university, and it is specially for the students of ISL Engineering College. We have planned it, and definitely believe me, whatever time you are going to spend on this add-on course, it is a benefit to you only. Okay, a lot of career guidance we are going to give in this course, and a lot of tools, a lot of mechanisms in order to manipulate the data, in order to visualize the data, we will see under this structured query language course. Okay, so this structured query language we can do in a lot of different ways, but whatever technologies we are going to use, they comes under Oracle. Okay, Oracle XC Express Edition tool we have, and Oracle SQL Plus tool we have. We are going to use both the tools, and when you are using Oracle or when you are using SQL Plus, the commands what we are going to write, or the retrieval procedures or the queries what we are going to write, they are not going to change. Okay, for both of them, the queries, the retrieval procedures, the manipulation techniques, the visualization techniques, they are the same. Okay, so any of the tool you can use, and don't bother about it. I will give the clear picture, clear guidance on how to get those tools in your computer. Okay, it is a lightweight tool, and if you have a laptop with you, you can easily download this Oracle tool or SQL Plus tool from the internet, and you can install it in your computer and practice all the commands, all the queries, whatever we are going to discuss in this particular course. I welcome you all on behalf of the college management and on behalf of the CSE and IT departments. Okay, so uh, yes, very soon we are going to see uh, a lot of different techniques on how we can manipulate the data, how we can visualize the data, and how we can conceptualize the data. So, as I said, in the near future, everything is going to be data only. I mean, right now, if you see the current status of the market, we have a lot of data. Okay, we have a lot of data. A lot of data is what we say grooming all around the world. We have a lot of raw data, like we have different social networking websites, and these social through these social networking websites, a lot of people throughout the world, they are feeding the data into the servers, isn't it? When you upload the picture, when you do some post on the social media, when you comment, when you like, all these things will come under the raw data category only, isn't it? They will all contributes to the raw data, and whatever the websites they are developing for the betterment of the society, and whatever what we call CCTV cameras, IoT devices they are installing all around the societies in order to provide the security, or in order to give some facilities, services to the societies. All those IoT devices, they are going to have the sensors, they are going to have the cameras, and continuously they are recording a lot of footage, and continuously they are taking a lot of what we call measurements, like the temperature measurement, air uh, wind direction, wind speed measurements, isn't it? And sunlight measurements. All these measurements they are feeding to the data servers. So all these data we can consider it as the raw data. So this raw data, it can be productive if it is used, if it is utilized in a proper way. So as I told you, in the near future, the data is going to act like an oil. How the oil is precious in today's environment, in today's society, in today's politics, how the oil is playing a vital role in the near future, the data is going to play the same thing. Okay, the data is going to act in that same way. That is why the data is the new oil. Okay, they have made a statement, the data is the new oil. So quickly we see what we have under this add-on course, what techniques, what different types of tools we are going to discuss, what techniques we are going to follow, and what concepts we are going to discuss, everything we see. See, when we discussed the HTML, I mean, when we discussed this, what we call Microsoft Excel, we reach at a point where we can't go any further, or we can't go any beyond. So we are considering that as the deadline of that Microsoft Excel, deadline point of that Microsoft Excel. Because when I told you to download some of the files, some of the data sets from the internet, you people are able to download those data sets, and when you open those data sets, you most of you got like thousands of records in that data sets. And applying the visualization techniques, or applying the manipulation techniques, applying the conditional formatting techniques on that data, it is becoming a tedious job for us, isn't it? And it is becoming very slow as well. The response, if the data set is very huge, the response time in Microsoft Excel, it is increasing, isn't it? So we can consider that to some extent your Excel files can manipulate the data, can visualize the data. But if the data scope is very large, if the data set size is very large, we can't do the same thing by simply making use of your Microsoft Excel. So there comes the what we call need of modern tools, modern techniques to visualize, to represent, to manipulate the data. Microsoft Excel is not sufficient. What I mean to say, Microsoft Excel is not sufficient, but anyhow, we learned the basics in Microsoft Excel, and those basics, believe me, are going to help you in further learning as well. Whatever further learning we are going to do as part of this SQL, as part of the NoSQL, as part of MongoDB, as part of Tableau, as part of many different Hive, Pig, many different tools we are going to discuss in this Big Data Analytics Club. And whatever basics you have learned in Microsoft Excel, those basics definitely they are going to help you a lot. Okay, so when we did the assessment, when we did the assessment of your bridge course on Microsoft Excel, we found that many of the students, they are having the interest in learning such courses, and they have shown the interest, they have completed the projects, they have submitted the projects. We did the evaluation, and very soon we are going to release those results. And uh, we have selected like 5 best projects among those completed projects. I mean, whatever projects you people have submitted, among those I have selected like 5 best projects, and I'm planning to display those 5 best projects on my blog. Okay, I will keep those projects on my blog, and the people who are interested, they can go to that blog and they can open my blog and they can see the projects over there, how the students have completed those projects. Okay, definitely I'm going to share the link of those projects, as well as I'm going to share the that I have already done. I'm going to share the link of my blog as well, so that you can open and you can see. Okay, so yeah, in this add-on course as well, along with the completion, uh, at every stage we are going to have different assignments, and at the end we are going to have a major project on this one. So project will become the outcome of this particular course. Okay, whatever assessment we do based on the mini projects or based on the assignments what we are giving, as well as whatever major projects we are allocating to you, based on that only we are going to do. Okay, this add-on course on Microsoft, not Microsoft, on Oracle SQL, we can say. Okay, structured query language, whatever we do over here, this particular thing is there in the 4th semester. Okay, not as a single tool you will study, but like a complete subject you will study over there. Okay, more we focus on the theory stuff over there, and less we focus on this practical stuff. So that is the reason why we have included this structured query language over here. So when you go to your 4th semester, this uh, learning, whatever we are doing over here, it is going to help you a lot in completing the database management systems subject as well. So the subject name is database management systems, and in that database management systems subject you have a lab on SQL, structured query language. Okay, so whatever we do over here, the same thing is going to help you in completing that subject as well, database management systems as well. Okay, so as I said, when we do this database management systems in your 4th semester, we will focus more on the theory stuff, less on the practical stuff. So if you do more practical work over here, it is going to help you a lot over there as well. So quickly, I will give you the complete picture what we are going to do throughout this course. Okay, throughout this course on structured query language. So quickly, yeah, this course is mainly designed for CSE and IT students, and if other branch students like from EEE, ECE, and civil mechanical, if the students, if they have the interest, they can complete this course and they can become members of this BDA club, Big Data Analytics Club. And as I told you, when we complete this Excel course as well, there is no barrier in IT sector. There is no barrier, there is no boundary in IT sector. People belonging to mechanical, people belonging to civil, people belonging to electrical, electronics, they can also compete for the jobs of IT sector. So definitely, as I said, after completion of this PPS course, I mean programming for problem solving, many of the other branch students like mechanical, civil, EEE, ECE, they are not going to see any further programming, any further tools and techniques which are helpful in competing IT sector. Okay, if you become members of such clubs like BDA club, we have Python club, we have cyber security club, we have machine learning club, we have data science club, we have. So if you become a member of such club, we are going to introduce many such courses as part of those clubs, and if you complete those courses, you will become masters in these IT courses as well, IT related courses as well, and you can easily compete for the IT jobs as well in the market. Hopefully you understood this phenomenon what I explained just now. So not only from the CSE and IT departments, but also from other departments, I'm expecting the same interest. hopefully. So quickly I will give you an idea what we do under this add-on course. First of all, we see the course outcome. That is nothing but once you complete this course successfully, once you complete this add-on course successfully, what you people will learn. So that we see here under this course outcomes. So after completion of this course, the students will be able to see, understand the basics of relational database. So what is relational database? It is an important thing, and we need to do some work in this understanding. So it is too early before the commencement of the course if I explain this relational databases, even if you don't get. So once we get into the practical stuff, once I show you practically what exactly the relational database means, there you will get the idea. So simply remember, yeah, this understanding the relational database, it is also an outcome of the course. That means after the completion of the course only you will come to know what is relational database. So you will understand what is relational database and write SQL codes based on ANSI and ISO standards. So American National Standards Institute as well as International Standards Organization. Already we discussed about these two things in your PPS subject, isn't it? When I told you that PPS, I mean the C language, when they traditionally designed, they called it as the traditional C. The Dennis Ritchie and team, they called it as the traditional C. Afterwards, in the year 1985 or something, ANSI people, they have given a standard to it, and in the year 1989 it got the approval. So we called it as C89, isn't it? Then in the year 1995 or something, again ISO people have adopted that standard, isn't it? So the ISO, International Standards Organization, and ANSI, American National Standards Institute, these two are the organizations who will give these standards to the society. So suppose if you have done something, some invention, so whether it is proper or not, whether it is actually an invention or not, who will check that one? The standards people will check that one, and they will say that okay, so and so invention done by so and so person is a standard, it is approved invention. Likewise, they will give the standard to that invention, they will give the standard to that research. Okay, so these two are the standards, and according to these two standards only we will study the SQL language, structured query language. So we will be in a position, after completion of this course, we will be in a position to write the SQL programs based on this ANSI and ISO standards. Okay, so how we can build the databases, how we can maintain, how we can visualize, how we can manipulate, all these things we study under this SQL language, structured query language. So not only manipulating, visualizing, but also we can update the database content. Whatever database content you have, it has to be dynamic, isn't it? Based on the time, it has to change. So that change basically in the process of updation we will do. So update the database content with SQL and transaction handling. So this transaction, again, it is a very, very important thing to understand. What is exactly a transaction? Okay, when we call a particular process as a transaction, so it is a very important thing. Very soon we will understand the transaction and handling of transactions as well in structured query language. So updating the database is also a particular job under this SQL. So then retrieval of data, not only storing but also the retrieval in the sense getting the data from the database. You are having a database, and from that database how you are going to retrieve the data, how you are going to get the data, that is retrieval process. Okay, so retrieving the data from a single table, retrieving the data from multiple table, what exactly is a table and how it is different from a relation, all these things we study over here. Okay, retrieving the data from not only a single table but from the multiple tables. Okay, so process data with rows and aggregate functions. Okay, different functions we can apply on the data what we stored inside your SQL database. So that also we are going to see the aggregate functions. Then manipulate data with correlated and non-correlated subqueries. See, first of all we have to know what is a SQL query. Then we have to understand what is a subquery and how we are going to correlate these subqueries, queries, okay, tables, rows, columns, all these things. Okay, it is completely a new concept, but believe me, very soon you are going to start practicing the stuff in this SQL. And it is more like an high level programming language. All the coding, whatever we do, all the queries, whatever we write under this structured query language, it is more like a command, and it is more like asking a person to do something. Asking a person to do something. How you ask, in that same way we are going to code the SQL queries, and it is very easy to learn structured query language. Okay, so then apply views. So basically whenever we have tables, we can create views. Like in Microsoft Excel we have created tables, and from that tables we have created pivot tables, and how pivot tables have given the clear picture or the relevant data from the from the actual data. In that same concept we can apply on views. The same concept we can apply on database with the help of these views. So views are nothing but they are similar to your pivot tables. So pivot tables, what they will give, from the actual data we will get the relevant data, isn't it? Desired data, specific data. In that same way, these views can be used to get the specific data from the actual data. Okay, so breaking down the big problem and enhancing the security with the help of views, what we are doing, see, viewing the complete table, whatever it is having, the necessary stuff as well as the unnecessary stuff, it is a problematic job, isn't it? If you are opening the complete table, again you have to do the visualization job manually. So if you apply the view, you will get the specific data, more specific data. So what will happen by applying the view, what we are doing, we are breaking the problem, we are breaking down the problem, isn't it? Break down the problem, big problem, into some smaller problem, or some more accurate problem, we can say. So how we can enhance the security of the data, that also we are going to learn as part of this SQL or add-on course. So all these things are the course outcomes. Okay, after the completion of the course you will be able to do all these things. Okay, so quickly we see the syllabus. So the complete syllabus I have divided into two modules, the basic SQL as well as the advanced SQL. So basic SQL, I'm stressing, I'm focusing more on the basic SQL, and it will be a 26 session course. Okay, basic SQL to complete, how many sessions, how many hours I need? Like 26 hours I need. Then advanced SQL, I need another 17 hours to complete this advanced SQL. So yeah, I'm planning a project after completion of each of these. Immediately after completion of your basic SQL, I will give a project, and then advanced SQL, I will give another project. So completely project based training we are giving over here. Okay, so anybody can join this course. All are free to join. All are free to share their ideas. All are free to share your comments, your feelings, the improvements, whatever you want from me. All those things you can put in the comment section. Okay, so overall, on the whole, I need like 43 sessions to complete this SQL course, basic as well as advanced. Okay, so as I said, throughout this semester we are going to do this job, and as early as possible, weekly, like 2 to 3 sessions I'm planning. So it will be at weekends, because on Saturdays you are having the minimum workload, and as well as on Sunday there you will be completely free. So I will post one video on Saturday and one video on Sunday, and if possible another video on somewhere in the middle of the week, like Wednesday or Monday, somewhere. Okay, so I will decide it and I will post it. So on the whole, you have to cover 3 videos, or we have to cover 3 videos per week. So likewise, how many weeks? Like 10 to 12 weeks will wind up. Okay, will wind up this complete course. And believe me, when you do the practice, when you do the programming, it is very easy for you. Okay, so this is the what we call module wise syllabus. I have given the complete picture, the complete syllabus. If you see in the first session, excluding this current introductory session. This is my introductory session. I have introduced the course to you. I have explained the course outcomes, the syllabus, everything. So I'm not considering this particular video as part of the course. So excluding this session, I need 47 sessions to complete. Okay. So in the first session, we'll introduce the SQL to you. What exactly this SQL? The prerequisites, what prerequisites you need to have. I think prerequisites now only we discuss in this course, only in this session only we discuss. Then the history, we'll see the history, I mean from where the inception has been done for this structured query language and currently where we are. The complete history we see, and what is SQL we study, and why SQL, why there is a need to do this structured, or there is a need to learn this structured programming language that we see, and SQL process, SQL commands. So simple SQL commands, how we can frame, that we see in our first session. And in the second session, we'll see the installations. Okay, installation of required tools. So basic installation of your SQL environment, SQL plus environment, both the things we'll see. Okay, so as I said, all the tools we are downloading or we are getting from Oracle. So under that Oracle environment only we are going to do all these practices. Okay, so installation of Oracle environment to practice the SQL tools, I mean to practice the SQL queries. Okay, and if there are any other tools that also we will see in our second session. Then relational database management systems, RDBMS concepts, like what is a record, what is a row, what is column, what is field, what are null values, what are different normal forms, like first normal form, second normal form, third normal form, bicod normal form. All these things we have, all these things we see in your third session, and how the data integrity is important, and normalization is important, everything we see. So briefly we have a review on these concepts, because they are very advanced concepts and more like theory concepts. Because to do the practical stuff we need slight theory knowledge as well. So that is the reason why I kept this RDBMS concept in your third session. After the installation we see the RDBMS concept, relational database management systems concept, and it is more like theory concepts. Okay, over there we will not do much of practicals, we'll do only the theory. Then in your fourth, we are starting the constraints, SQL constraints, like not null, default, drop, unique, foreign key, okay, primary key, check, index. All these are different constraints. Constraints are nothing but the conditions. So to complete these conditions I need like 3 sessions. Okay, 3 sessions I'm taking to complete this SQL constraints, and in detail we see what are these constraints and how they can be applied on the databases. Okay, then after that I have the different database servers. Okay, of course we are practicing under Oracle, but there are different database servers we have, different database tools we have, that will not do in detail, but we see only the history and the features. Okay, we are doing a study on Oracle, isn't it? We are doing the complete study on Oracle, but we are not doing MySQL Server and MS Access. We are not touching those things. Okay, we are not touching those things. We are simply doing under Oracle only. So what is MySQL, and what is the history of MySQL, from where it started, and what are the features of this MySQL? Believe me, if you are good in structured query language under Oracle, in other technologies also, okay, in other technologies also, playing with the database using the structured query language is same like playing with the database using the what we call Oracle structured query language. It is more like, there is very less difference we will see, and more similarities we are having over there. Okay, so very less differences, more similarities we are having, as if you learn this SQL under Oracle environment and doing the SQL under MySQL, doing the SQL under MySQL Server, or doing the SQL under MS Access, all are the same. So basically when you get the idea of these things, when you get the idea of these things, it will become very easy for you to process, to manipulate, to retrieve the data under any of the platforms, under any of the technologies. They are all the same. Okay, then semantics and syntaxes. So it is a very important thing, and again I need to complete this thing. I need to, in order to complete, I need like 6 sessions. So every single statement what I have written over here, it is having a unique importance under this structured query language, like select statement, distinct class, where class, and/or class, in class, between class, like class, order by, group by, count class, having class. All these things, they are having their own importance. So purely coding part, purely querying part, nothing theory over here. Okay, nothing theory over here. Simply we have to understand what the select statement will do and how this distinct class, where class, and/or class, in class, between class can be used with this select statement. Okay, so group by, having, all these are part of your select statement only. Okay, so if you consider the select query as the major query, then these things, distinct class, where class, and/or class, will become the subqueries. Okay, so then creating table statement, create table statement, it is another important statement. And what are all the different subqueries we have under this create table statement query? Okay, like your drop table, create index, drop index, okay, desk statement, okay, then truncate table statement, alter table. Yeah, we have two different things. One for changing the field names, we can use the alter command, and one for renaming the table also, we can use the alter command. So two different uses of this alter command. So alter table statement for rename. Okay, insert into, definitely to add new entries into the database, into the table, we use this insert into table. Then update, already data is there, simply to update. Delete statement, to delete the records from the already existing table. So we use delete statement. All these things we will see with much clarity. Okay, then SQL database syntax and semantics. Okay, already we have seen. Okay, so here I think 8 is repeating. Yeah, more like it is repeating. Okay, anyhow, so here it is. Yeah, see, over here we discussed only the SQL syntax and semantics. Over here we are doing with database, SQL database syntax and semantics. Number 8 is SQL database syntax and semantics. So how we can create the database, how we can enter into the database, how we can create tables inside the database, and how we can alter the database, how we can delete, drop, commit, rollback. All these things we see under this SQL database concept. So database is different, table is different. Table is a part of your database. So previously whatever we have done, all those things we are doing on a table, but now whatever we are doing, all these things we are doing on a database. A collection of tables, collection of views is nothing but your database. Okay, very soon you will understand. So then what different types of data types we have when you are storing the integer data, when you are storing the character data, string data, normal raw data, what different types of data types we have inside this SQL. Those data types also we have to understand. So like exact and approximate numerical types, then date and time types, character strings, Unicode characters, binary data, miscellaneous data types. All these things we have to discuss under this SQL data types. Okay, so then SQL operators, what type of operators, what sort of operators we have, like arithmetic operators, comparison operators, logical operators, all these things we will discuss. Then SQL expressions, Boolean expressions, numerical expressions, then date expressions, all these things we will see. So as I said, to complete all these things, basic part, I need like 26 sessions. Okay, then the advanced SQL, if you see, different join operations, union operations, views, then transactions, temporary tables, subqueries, sequences, and then handling duplicates, avoiding the redundancy. Handling duplicates are nothing but avoiding the redundancy. So to complete all these things, I need like 17 sessions. So overall, I need 46 sessions in order to complete this add-on course on SQL. So yeah, from our next class, next session onwards, we'll start the regular syllabus. I suggest you to give some time, allocate some time, and do the practical stuff on time, submit the assignments on time, so as to gain something from this bridge course. So definitely when we are doing some initiative, it is the for the benefit of the students only we are doing. Okay, we are not doing this thing to pass the time or something. Definitely, believe me, you are going to learn something from these type of workshops, these type of add-on courses, bridge courses, webinars, all these things. Okay, then what prerequisite we need to have in order to become a part of this course? Is there any pre technology we have to know, or is there any prior knowledge we need to have before coming and joining to this course? Means this training course, if you read the first statement, you will understand this training course is valuable for anyone who needs to learn SQL programming. Okay, definitely they are going to learn something, they are going to achieve something, they are going to have the basic idea on these databases. And as I said, the near future is completely on databases only. Okay, so the course is designed for the students new to writing SQL queries. If you are very new to these SQL queries, don't bother, don't hesitate, this course is for you people only. Okay, this is not for the advanced level programmers or advanced level web designers or advanced level data scientists. This course is for beginners only. Whatever we do over here, the basics only we do. We're not going into any advanced concepts. After completion of the basics, once you get comfortable with the basics, then only we enter into the advanced concepts. Hopefully you understood. So uh, and if you don't have any kind of practice or experience on this SQL, hesitate least, bother least, simply join this course. Definitely you will learn a lot of things from this course. Okay, and what is this relational database, and the basic programming concepts, all these things, uh, if you have an understanding, definitely it is an advantageous thing. Definitely it is an what we call some plus point, I can say. Okay, some plus point I can say. So if you don't have the knowledge, never bother, we are here to help you out with all those things only. We'll make you comfortable with the course, we'll make you comfortable with the queries, we will make you comfortable with the tool, and we'll do as much practice as needed in order to become a master. So if you follow all the course complete sessions thoroughly, and if you do practice each and every point whatever we are discussing over here, definitely you will become a master in this SQL. Believe me, after completion of the basic part as well as the advanced part, you will become like a master in this one. Okay, so then we have, yeah, the hands-on training. And why this course is having this much of importance means we'll focus less on the theory stuff and focus more on the practical stuff. That is the reason. And we are going to do more hands-on training over here. As you might have seen, I've not given any theory stuff, I've not given any what we call notes which you mug up, isn't it? Simply in Excel we did the complete practice, we did complete hands-on in Excel. The same thing we do in SQL as well. Least focus on the theory stuff, and whenever it is required, only the important points we will see, because end of the semester you're not doing any we are not doing any assessment based on your theory knowledge, isn't it? We are not giving any assignments to write, we are not giving any what we call external exam to where you people can participate or where you people can write something in theory, isn't it? So whatever assessment we are doing, purely based on your practical knowledge only we are doing. Same thing we did in Microsoft Excel. Whenever I have given the assessment, only one or two questions I have given, MCQs I have given, and I have given an assignment. End of each session I have given an assignment and I told you to complete that assignment, isn't it? So the same thing we do over here also. And yes, definitely it is a beneficiary to you people. Okay, in this course, students gain hands-on experience programming with SQL in Oracle database. Already I told you, we are doing everything in Oracle databases only. We are not touching MySQL, MySQL Server and other stuff. Okay, so exercises, what type of exercises we do, already I told you in the syllabus as well as in the course outcomes. Creating and modifying tables, this we see in the very beginning classes as well, uh, very beginning classes only. So constraints and indexes, applying constraints and applying indexes, that also we see. Then modifying the table content, updating, altering, all those things we will see. Then retrieving the data, select query, we will see. Joining, equi join, right join, left join, different types of joins are there, that we will see. Then apply row and aggregate functions, how we can apply the row functions, aggregate functions, those also we will see. Embedding subqueries within the statements, if you have an SQL statement, how you can embed the subquery into an SQL statement, it comes under advanced concept, that also we will see. So all these things we do completely hands-on. We are not giving any theory, and we are not telling you to practice, and we are teaching only the theory. It is not like that. Everything practically we are showing over here by writing the queries, by showing the outputs. Everything we are doing practically over here. So you will do the same. Hopefully you will do the same, and whenever you got some issues, you got some problems, approach me immediately. Okay, and at the end, definitely we are going to have a practical assessment, major project we are going to give, and you have to solve that project. Okay, so the next thing, yeah, as I said many times, see, we have a lot of domains currently available in the market, and by seeing by seeing the market only, one can predict what exactly the trending technology in the market. So believe me, I have the experience of like 10 years of teaching, and around 4 to 5 years of industry, and believe me, to my knowledge, current trending technologies, all technologies are under data related thing only. So if you are good at something like networking, it is much appreciated. If you are good at some desktop engineering like installations and configuration, all these things, appreciated. If you are good at what we call the uh, development, like application development, programming, um, solving the real-time problems, all these things appreciated. But there is another thing like data. Okay, data manipulation, data visualization. Okay, so all these things, they come under different technologies like your um, data science, big data analytics, and somewhere or the other, it is also related to your machine learning, deep learning, artificial intelligence, natural language processing, NLPs, all these things. And believe me, all these domains, they are either directly or indirectly connected to the data only. So in the near future, we are going to have a boom on these data concepts. Okay, so if you practice all these things at the very early stage, you will become ready. You will become, when you come out of this academics, and when you are ready to enter into the career, so these type of courses or these type of knowledge, it is going to help you a lot. Okay, that is the reason why the management, the department, everybody is insisting us to complete these courses as early as possible. So that is the reason why even your university has given this subject in your 4th semester, and we thought that it will be too late. If we deliver this course in the 4th semester, it will be too late. So that is the reason why we have taken this course over here as part of add-on course. Okay, so as I said this in your Microsoft Excel course as well, bridge course as well, data is the new oil. So how uh, valuable the oil in the current market, definitely the data is going to be like the same. Okay, and moreover, raw data, crude oil, as it is of no use, raw data will be of no use, and it's only useful when it's refined. And Raw data already we have. Data we have. Huge data we have. Okay. Huge data we have inside the data server. Simply you go and visit some website, you can get much of the data. But refinement is very important. Refinement is nothing but the visualization techniques. Okay, the manipulation techniques, the what we call the refinement techniques, whatever you apply, all those things comes under the data refinement concept. So you need to know how to refine the data. So that learning only we are doing as part of your Excel course, your SQL course, your in after the completion of this thing, definitely we are planning some more training sessions that I'm going to show you in my upcoming slides. Okay, so believe me, if you have the knowledge of networking, if you have the knowledge of desktop engineering, if you have the knowledge of what we call application development, if you have the knowledge of website development, all these things are one side, and if you have the knowledge of this data, it is another thing. Because with this data manipulation only, many different trending technologies are correlated. Just now I have given more idea about it, like machine learning, deep learning, OpenCV, computer vision, then your data science, big data analytics, okay, somewhere or the other, your artificial intelligence, your natural language processing, all these things, they are related to this data stuff only. Okay, so have the knowledge of data, have the knowledge how we can refine the data. Ultimately, it will help you a lot. Okay, so the next slide, yeah, here you can see where we are going, exactly what we have done and where we are going. Already we are good in Microsoft Excel basics. I have shown you how to maintain the data inside an Excel, how we can represent the data using different charts, and how we can retrieve the data, specific data, using different techniques like pivot tables we have. Okay, summaries we have, we can create summaries, we can do conditional formatting. Okay, different things we have. With the help of that, simply what we are doing, we are manipulating the data. Okay, but we have seen there are deadlines, I mean dead ends, when we are doing such a thing in Microsoft Excel. To some point or the other, we are reaching the dead ends. Okay, dead ends are something where we can't go beyond that point. So to overcome those dead ends, we have other technologies, because as the data size is growing, Excel is not comfortable with that large entities of data, with that large data sets. Your Excel is not comfortable. Okay, so that is the reason why we are going for other options, other tools and techniques, other modern tools and techniques like SQL, structured query language, is one such. So over here we'll do structured query language, and after discussing this structured query language in this semester, believe me, in your third semester or in your second semester, we are planning the NoSQL. Okay, okay, NoSQL, that is with the help of MongoDB we do. Okay, what is NoSQL, why it is having importance, and what is this MongoDB tool, everything we'll learn over there. And then the Tableau, we will plan it in your because in order to do this Tableau, you need to have the knowledge of programming languages like Python and R. So in parallel, I suggest you to join this club, Python club, to get the knowledge of Python. And R programming, if any of the club is giving, like R, it is more like it is machine learning stuff. Okay, if any of the club is giving this R programming knowledge, so definitely you join there are also, to get the knowledge of this R programming. Python programming and R programming, it is required in order to do the data science, in order to do the data analytics. This Python and R is very much required. So you need to have the basic knowledge in Python as well as in R programming. So first you learn the C programming. So once you have the thorough knowledge, once you have an idea of C language, then this Python will become very easy to you. And from Python you can go to R. Okay, so this Tableau, it is more like a data visualization tool only. So if you see, I have written some statement over there, which is the #1 data visualization tool in the entire world. So Tableau is the #1 data visualization tool in the entire world. So that also we are going to study, that also we are going to practice in our upcoming semesters. And after that, yeah, if you complete your MS Excel course, SQL, NoSQL, Tableau, then you will be ready for data analytics, big data analytics. So over there we see what are different Hadoop technologies we have, like MapReduce, Hive, Pig, Kafka, Apache Spark. All these things we'll study over there. Okay, so slowly how we are proceeding and what are our goals, what are our intentions, and believe me, in your university curriculum you have none of these. You have none of this. The traditional way of academics you have to do along with these advanced tools. So then only you will become market ready. I hope you understand when I am saying what I mean by market ready. Because after the completion of this BE, you have to sell yourself, isn't it? Whatever technologies you are learning, whatever uh, tools you are learning over here, you have to put those tools, those technologies, that knowledge on work, isn't it? Then only it will become productive for you. Then only you will get some uh, what we call handsome salary, isn't it? So yeah, where we are going, MS Excel we have completed, SQL now we are doing. Then our intention to go for NoSQL, Tableau, Hadoop technologies, and I want you people to learn Python as well as R along with these technologies, because these things I'm not going to do. Python and R you have to learn by your own, or you can, because there are other clubs, like we have the clubs of machine learning, we have the clubs of Python club also we have. You join that Python club to learn the Python immediately. Once you have the knowledge of C, you can join the Python club to learn the Python. So then we have the R programming as well, so you can learn R as well. So many of your seniors, they are doing by their own. How they are learning Python, how they are learning R means they are doing it by their own. Okay, so or you can become a part of these clubs where your students, I mean your senior students will also members, you have your senior students as also members, you can get the guidance from them. Okay, so the next thing, yeah, tools what we are going to cover already we discussed. See, this Microsoft Access, if time permits I will show you. Okay, Oracle XE, Express Edition, and SQL Plus. These two tools we are going to use, and believe me, whatever queries we are going to run inside XE, the same queries we can also run inside SQL. Sometimes, not always, I can say, sometimes we need to change minutely. There should be a minute change in executing the query in XE as well as in SQL Plus. Okay, so then if you want me to show the SQL XE environment, already I have it in my computer. So then SQL Plus, when we do the installation, I will show you. But currently I'm ready with this SQL XE environment. So this I will show you. Okay. So quickly, yeah, with that we'll conclude the session. So this is your XE environment. Yeah. So basically you will get like a command prompt. You will get like a command prompt. This thing you will get. So with SQL prompt. So here we are going to write the queries to retrieve the database. Select star from, let us say, tab. Okay. So not connect. Yes, we have to connect. First of all, we have to connect to the database so that we can do the, yeah, it will ask the username when I say connect. So the username is system, and it will ask me the password as well. So any password, I mean whatever password we have given at the time of installation, that same password we have to give. So now it got connected, as you can see. So now I can retrieve the data. Select star from tab. So it is having many of the tables, many tables it is having. So all these tables it will list over here. Okay, all these tables they are prior to our creation, they have been created by the developers and they have been kept for our practice. So these tables you can see over here. Okay, these many tables we have. Generally what we do means we are not going to practice on all these tables. We create our own tables. Okay, for the better understanding, we create our own tables. Whenever we feel that we have to do something big, like a project or something, then we depend on these tables. Like how I told you in Microsoft Excel, how I told you to download the data sets from the internet. So in that similar way, you can refer any of these tables. Because if you see the data over here, so let us say, uh, yeah, because their names are very much okay. Product PRIVS. So I will simply check whether it will give any data. Select star from. Uh, I have to give the table name, that is product underscore PRIVS. So no rows selected. It is an empty table. Yeah, it is a view actually. That is why it is not giving. So I will open the table help. We will see the table help, what it is having. Select star from help. Yeah, see, this much of data I have inside that help table. It is keep on going. So it is very huge data, isn't it? When I open the help table, you can see it is displaying. It is very huge data. So if you maintain such data in Microsoft Excel, can we do anything over there? No, it is not possible at all. So with this data, how we can do the manipulations, how we can do the visualizations, all these things we see in your structured query language. Hopefully you got some idea about what we are going to do inside this SQL. Even if you didn't get anything, believe me, at the end of this course, definitely you are going to learn a lot of things. How we were completely illiterates before starting the Microsoft Excel course, and after the completion of the course, how we gained many of the things over there. In that same way we do over here as well. Okay, thank you very much, students.